Hello, and welcome back to the next chapter of the Vol.2 manga reading. We are currently reading through Volume 2, Part 2. So in the last part, we just started out closing chapter, and we met Chiaki and Mari-san. And we kind of got a feel for how deep into his depression Haruki really is. So this chapter, Session 8, is Haruki and Koharuki, which is kind of the play on words with Koharu, the only side heroine who we have not met yet. So let's continue from here. 3 years ago, locked tightly away in the drawers of my memory, I met Setsuna, met her song. She's so cute. I miss when things were simple. I met Kazusa, met her piano. She's so beautiful. I miss Kazusa. We played music together, did stupid stuff together, laughed together. The irreplaceable time we spent as a trio 3 years ago. And the thing about the manga, because it's speeding through so quickly through the storyline, is we missed a lot of those stupid moments. We missed a lot of the time they spent together as a trio. So if you're only reading the manga, you're like, yeah, I guess they were kind of friends. But if you play the game or read the novels, you're like, oh my god, it was so in-depth. So, a shame that they can't really portray that. I don't know. I've never met anyone who read the manga as their first taste of WA2, but I'd be really interested to know the opinions of someone who started with the manga. 3 years ago, when our words, feelings, and lips brushed against one another. And 3 years ago, when I destroyed everything and hurt Setsuna to an impossibly violent degree. Yikes. What a 2-panel spread there. That's actually really well done. Haruki's not looking so good. He's really not looking so good. Ugh. Hey, long time no see. You got those dead fish eyes like you've been up all night again. Gah. Takiya. I love Takiya. What a funny, good friend. You're early today. Why don't you stop by the seminar? Not happening. There's a seminar party today. Isn't that normally a reason to go? I don't have the money, the time, or any interest in it. This is a lit department seminar. It's basically a harem, right? Why wouldn't you go? You'd have a jillion choices. Look, a jillion. Is a jillion? No, that's 100% not a word. Takiya is just silly. Do you already have a specific girl in mind? That is the question. Setsuna or Kazusa, because right now he's kind of decided on neither. He's like, I need to be punished for my sins. Which, like, fine, but come on, move on. I don't know what you're talking about. Well, whatever. Why don't you come drinking with me today then, Haruki? We guys gotta spend some time face to face. If it really is just us guys. I've been deceived by exactly this trick before. Takiya sitting in the middle of Haruki and Setsuna like this is so awkward. Every time I saw the pain in Setsuna's smiling face, looking like she was about to cry, it nearly killed me. Well, whose fault do you think that is? I'm just saying. Maybe next time. Hang on. How long are you gonna... I see her. There in the background, I can see Koharu. I've been waiting for this. Their eyes met. Takiya, you really need to cut it out with the high school girls. Huh? No, look, I seriously don't remember. She's really mad at you. At least narrow it down to 3 at most. Or just have one girlfriend. You don't even need to lower it down. Just have one at a time. Just saying. You're Haruki Kitahara-san, right? Huh? Huh? They're both very confused. Haruki Kitahara-san, that's you, right? I need to talk to you. Please come with me. His face. He's like a deer in headlights. And you didn't get Haruki to come along? 2 medium beers, a Caesar salad, a mixed pizza with diced steak. Whenever Takiya is portrayed going to an izakaya, going to like a bar restaurant in Japan, he's always ordering so much and ignoring Io. It's like the 3rd time it's happened. Takiya! Yeah, there was nothing I could do. You expect me to take that as an answer? Well, I tried the same thing once before, right? Haruki, how long is he going to keep waffling around? Also, I'm really glad they kept the giant buff bartender guy in the restaurant because I loved him in the game. He looks a teeny bit less buff here, but still, it's the same guy, you can tell. That's not all, though. The worst possible person showed up with the worst possible timing. The worst possible person? Who? Koharuki. Clink. Yeah, what? Could you explain that in terms a normal person could understand? When you meet her, you'll know exactly what I mean. Hey, there she is, over here. Hello. Oh, they did bring Setsuna. And they were trying to deceive Haruki so that they would meet up and talk again. I applaud their efforts, but it did not work this time. Back over to Kaiyo Publishing. I hate that they kind of like skipped over that Koharu part, at least for now. It's still annoying though. Huh? What's going on? It's the weekend. Oh, good morning. Did your girlfriend cancel your date? Yeah, something like that. The painful way that he ends up saying that is like, obviously that's not what happened. But he is having girl problems, and that is why he's in the office on a weekend. You're not affirming it with that relieved look on your face. It's obvious that you did something more tasteless than that. And you're not pouting either. It's obvious that I hit the bullseye. Please don't talk to me too much. I have to finish this by the end of the day. I'm the one who gave you that job, and I'm pretty sure the deadline is Monday. At that point, you will already have brought in new work. You will already have brought new work in, right? That's a weird way to phrase it. Like, the English isn't wrong, but it just sounds wrong. Fair enough. Well, as long as you can keep at it. You can keep at it as long as you promise not to wreck your body or your head in the process. Which, I mean, Haruki's head is pretty wrecked at this point anyway, so. But that doesn't mean I'll accept shoddy writing. We make money from the stuff you write, you know. Those words, with their strange blend of concern and bossiness, together with that unconcerned attitude, I'll bear that in mind, were very comforting to me. Aww. And that's the good thing about a good boss, too. Mari-san wants to be caring to Haruki, but she knows if she dotes on him, it'll be too much, right? That's not what he kind of wants or needs in this moment. But if she's too tough on him, you know, it's just going to add to his mental load. So she has to find that balance in between. And I think out of every character, Mari-san really does that the best. This place is good. I'm surrounded by understanding adults, and I can be at ease being one of them. If you don't understand anything, you should keep a proper distance from people. Koharu Sugiura-san? Yes. I've been classmates with Mihoko since our first year. I see. She looks so bitter. Is it true that you turned her down very harshly? Turned her down? Okay. Especially in the manga, this scene kind of like jumps out of nowhere. I feel like in the game, the pacing is a little bit better for this. But obviously, they're talking about Yada-san here and how Haruki did turn her down a little bit harshly. But I mean, come on. Your friend got turned down. Just leave the dude alone. Just comfort your friend. The problem with Yada-san is she's like obsessed with it. She can't stop thinking about the fact that she got turned down. Like to the point where she can't. Excuse me. To the point where she can't even go to school. I'm getting too heated about Yada-san. Okay. So anyway, let's continue. You, a high school girl? Yes, and I turned her down, obviously. Why is it obvious? Huh? Oh, no. Well, it could just be obvious because she's literally a high schooler, and Haruki is not even a new college student. You know, he's a third year. Really? Really? You want to be messing with high school girls like that? No, he doesn't. So it's obvious. Now that you're a third year in college, you would never get involved with a high school girl who is so much younger than you. Is that it? You're not wrong. I mean, come on. That's a huge age gap in maturity, right? Not just the years, okay? If we say that they're 3 years apart, it doesn't, 3 years is not that crazy. But 3 years comparing a high schooler with a university third year, that's a huge gap in maturity. Like, that's wrong. That's weird. That's not what I mean. What? But you're just... She hasn't shown up to school since the day before yesterday. She said that Kitahara-sensei, whom she respected so much, said something extremely cold to her. She was crying the whole time. She did try very earnestly to express her feelings. It may have been a conditioned reflex, but I did end up being pretty harsh with a girl who was younger than I am. I'm sorry. I'll apologize to her. I'll send her a message. Do you even have her contact information directly? And if you do, why? You better. I know. I keep my promises. No, you don't. You've only made one promise this whole manga, which is to be with Setsuna forever. At least as a friend, and you've already broken that one. Yada-san was the ideal student. She always showed up to my class, never missed a greeting, stayed behind every time to ask questions. It sure sounds like there was something there. I was so glad about it that I may have been more friendly with her than was necessary. I regret that now. I'm truly sorry. Honestly, I really don't think it's Haruki's fault here. And you don't hear me saying that very often, but just because you're passionate about your tutoring job and you stay behind to help students and talk to students doesn't make it inappropriate, doesn't make it regrettable. Did you turn her down too harshly? Maybe, I guess, but it's only worthy of like a quick, oh, I'm sorry about that. My head wasn't in the right place. You don't gotta like get down on your hands and knees and bow down and apologize. It's just a tiny, tiny thing. Well, that's enough. You're a more earnest person than I thought, Kitahara-san. And it seems like you're taking the situation with Mihoko seriously. I feel a little better now. Oh, she's so cute. Look at that smile. So please give her a proper apology and talk to her, just like we did today. Talk? Why does Haruki's face immediately drop so hard? Please tell her why you turned her down. Mihoko was serious about it, so I want you to be equally serious in giving her your answer. And this is where my opinion starts to differ from Koharu's. Like, you can turn somebody down and you don't have to explain why. You really don't. Is it because they're ugly? You don't want to be like, sorry, I don't want to date you, you're ugly, right? Or, you don't. You are not obligated to give anybody a reason ever. Is it, like, kind to say something like, I'm not ready for a relationship? Or, I already had someone I like? Yes, that's kind. But you don't need to do that, right? I hate when people are like, you have to tell them why. Tell them what they did wrong. No, you don't. It's not enough just to apologize. No, look, Koharu-chan, you had a reason, didn't you? And that's why you turned her down. If that's so, please tell Mihoko your reason and make her understand. If you don't, she may never be able to move on to another love. Okay, that's just pathetic. This is very much high schooler logic. God, I hate the drama with Mihoko. Like, dude, you had a small crush on your tutor. And now it's like, oh, she may never be able to move on to another love. How dramatic. How stupid. They didn't even know each other. Like, come on. All right, we get it. As long as the girl understands, that's enough, right? No, it isn't enough. You have to tell her everything with no lies. If the truth is that you have a girlfriend, tell her that. We'll handle that as best we can. Mihoko was earnest with you. Even though you turned her down, you need to be honest with her. Please. Honest? Haruki's about to explode. Honest? You want me to be honest? Why? Why do I have to talk with a complete stranger? Haruki, what? Look, I'll figure something out. You think that just talking to her is guaranteed to make her understand? Why would you put it like that? Is that really what you think of Mihoko? Yes, it is. This is the kind of person I am. Why didn't she hate me? Oy vey, the darkness is like overflowing. Well, she still fell for you, and that's that. That isn't enough. She shouldn't have fallen for a guy like me. They're like, Haruki is kind of talking about the situation, but at the same time, he is talking about so much more. And that's why Koharu's confused. She's like, what are you even like going on about? This doesn't even make sense. It's because Haruki's like depression and darkness and regret is overflowing from, his past relationships with Setsun and Kazusa into this conversation. So it's a little bit hard to follow. Haruki. She shouldn't have fallen for a guy like me, huh? Huh? Nothing. Guess I'm a little drunk. Takiya's still thinking about it later that night. He's a good friend. He's a good friend. All right, time to go to the next place. Yeah, maybe we can get Setsuna-chan on stage again. Sorry, I have to get going. Same old 10 o'clock curfew. The Ogiso family never changes. Really? I'm sorry. You were trying to cheer me up, but I just threw water over the whole thing. We wouldn't have invited you out if we weren't ready for that. It's interesting because this is the same exact scene, almost the same dialogue that was written in the game. But they didn't show Setsuna throwing water on anything in the manga. In the game, she starts getting depressed and saying depressing things, and it brings down the mood, and then they're like, it's fine, like, we understand. But here, nothing even happened. So they just kind of skipped over that scene and are showing this after effects of the scene, which I'm not sure that's super clear. I think that's a little bit rushed. If you're not going to include the scene, don't even include this part, you know what I mean? Thank you, Io. You really did make me happy. Oh, I'm so glad to have you and Takiya. Oh, that makes me want to cry. Look at how genuinely, like, she still looks upset, right? The artist here, Garoa, did a very good job in making her look very genuinely thankful and happy. But at the same time, you can tell that, like, she has other emotions underneath. This is a very, very well done panel. Setsuna-chan, we'll take you home. Let's all go. No, that's okay. I don't want to interrupt you two any further. Don't be silly. Aww. Interrupt you two. It is the right translation. I know exactly the line she's referring to. But it's more like an intrusion into their relationship kind of thing, because she knows that Takiya and Io have their thing going on. And really, the best way to describe it in English is she doesn't want to be a third wheel. Honestly, it's probably the best translation of that. She doesn't want to be a third wheel. Despite them both wanting to be there for Setsuna, she still feels a little bit awkward in between the two of them. Well, bye. Bye. See you next week. Oh, look, they left a tsu on top of Setsuna's face there. Setsuna-chan. Listen, I talked with Haruki yesterday. Takiya? He said there wasn't any way for him to get out of work. Don't lie. Even if you have good intentions, don't lie like this. God. Especially giving her hope where there literally is none. Don't do it. He was really disappointed that he couldn't come. He was worried about you, Setsuna. No, he wasn't. None of this happened. Thank you, Takiya-kun. Was Haruki-kun doing okay? He wasn't too tired? Did he seem like he's been eating enough? Did he tell you he sleeps properly every night? Oh, she's just like a housewife. She genuinely, genuinely cares and loves him. So sad. You're like a mother, Setsuna-chan. Was he smiling? Yeah. Yeah, I was like, please stop lying, for the love of God. This is getting unbelievable. Oh, don't do this. He's really busy right now. So, even though you won't be able to see him much, try not to hate him, okay? Don't stand up so much for this guy. He just, at this point, he doesn't deserve it. Takiya. I could never hate him. Yeah, that's right. Well, good night. Good night. Oh. So unnecessary. And that's why I'm always causing Haruki-kun pain. Honestly, anyone could see that whole thing was a massive lie. You were the one who planned out that completely forced drink outing. Look, we're third years now. Why are they dragging this out so much? All they need to do is knock it off and forgive each other. Why do they keep thinking about each other? All they need to do is knock it off and separate for good. Look, honestly, I agree with Takiya here. Io looks shocked, right? She's like, what? How could you say that? They were destined to be together. But, like, honestly, something terrible happened in their relationship. Now they have a choice. Do they want to move on, get past it together, or do they want to split up? The problem, because both of those are good options, right? I really genuinely think both of them are good options. But they need to choose one. And at this point, neither of them are choosing anything, and they're both so hurt. Years after the fact, they have not healed. That is so sad. That would be the right way to solve this whole thing. It's just not what we're aiming for. There you go. You see? If you want to work it out and stay together, that's fine. But a proper solution, at least at this point, would have been to break up. Break up, heal, and then come together again, right? But they need to pick one. We're pretty good people, huh? You don't have to say that out loud. Anyway, what are you doing after this? Tomorrow's a day off and all. Going home, obviously. So, see you. Hey, hang on. Why am I stuck being a good guy too? I wouldn't mind a little sympathy. Oh, come on, you guys need to get together too. You guys need to pick one. If you want to remain friends, that's fine, but like, clearly you're both in pain over just being friends. Oh, yo. A very, very adorable little chibi sketch, something or other, of EO. So on this note, indecision. Thank you so much for being here with me on this chapter of the White Album 2 manga, and I'll be back with the next chapter shortly. So until then, hope you take care. See you!